Hey friends, welcome back to the shop. It's been a minute since our last episode, and if it wasn't the snowpocalypse and single-degree temps keeping us inside, I'm also dealing with some service-connected injuries that have also lowered the motivation level quite a bit to get outside and get back to work on the content and the projects that we have. So now that the snow is gone and the temperatures are starting to climb a little bit, it is a good opportunity to try to get back out and get busy with it. And this video is a great way to kick it back off again. So let me introduce you to the newest member of our family classic fleet. And the key word is family. This is a 1994 Chevy K1500 Silverado. And it doesn't belong to Dana and I. This actually belongs to our son Aaron, and if you've been a long-time follower of the channel, you've seen him in a couple of the videos, and there is some history behind this. But let's first talk about this particular truck and why we chose it, and then I'll bring you up to speed on the history as to why we sought it out. So these early 90s Silverados are just incredibly popular right now. Look across Marketplace and there are tons of them, but most of them are rusted out and trashed and just not worth the money that the owners are actually trying to get out of them. Now this particular Silverado is what I would consider a unicorn in the top 1% of Silverados that are out there being sold on Marketplace or Bring a Trailer or any of those particular places, simply because of the history and the condition of it. So this particular Silverado is a single owner truck. That's right. So we purchased it from the original buyer, and he not only really took care of it mechanically, but he also took care of it structurally. Let me point out some things that you're going to be finding most common on these particular trucks if you're looking out there for them used right now. So typically on these, your rocker panels as well as the cab corners are completely rotted out, but the original owner cut out all the metal, welded in new stuff, and then painted it to match. Turned out nice. And same for the passenger side, completely redone. Outside of just keeping up with the body as well as the mechanical side of the house and taking care of any parts that break over that number of years, they also did some tasteful upgrades to the truck. All right, let's start with the Rough Country 2-inch lift and the fuel covert off-road wheels with bead plates, LED lights, diamond plate toolbox, drop-in bed liner, rear LED lights, MagnaFlow chrome tips, and rear ditch lights. Engine-wise, we've got an unmolested 5.7 liter V8 Chevy's rock-solid motor that everybody loves. So you may be wondering, okay, Art, outside looks amazing. What about the interior? This is another part that makes it rare. Interior is just mint. Completely unmolested, both front and back. Center console, seats, the armrest, dash. He also threw in a Garmin GPS. You've got your 4 on the floor, then a Midland CB radio with external speaker, GM all-weather mats, aftermarket radio. Rear seat looks just as good. GM all-weather mats. Got a Rockford Fosgate 8-inch sub. original spare and toolbox kit. Everything just looks absolutely amazing. Alright, so here's the next part that makes this a unicorn. Not only have all the manuals in the original manual, but also the cassette tape that came with the truck. Good luck at finding something to play that on now. We also have all the receipts for parts and work that have been done, and his maintenance Bible, going all the way back to the very first oil change, 12/6/1994. And this is where he's logged every bit of work that he's done on the car. Parts, maintenance, repairs, everything is in there. Just do not find that level of care and documentation on these vehicles. Alright, if you're still watching, let me explain the backstory and why Aaron actually just went through incredible measures to try to find a 94 Silverado. So I actually had a 94 C1500, the two-wheel version of this. I bought it in 1995, and I kept it all the way until he turned 16, had it fixed up, repainted, lowered, custom wheels, gave that to Aaron for his first birthday, or his 16th birthday. Not first birthday, that would be really silly. So gave it to him on his 16th birthday. He drove that through high school and then into college. Here's some pictures of the truck as well as him there at college with the truck. And it got to a point where the gas was too much for him. So I took the truck back, gave him a different car that was more economical, miles-wise. And it sat in the driveway for a number of years, just really doing nothing, had no purpose for it. So I decided to save money on insurance, registration fees, and sell it. I regret that now. I wish I would have kept that truck because it was amazing. Fast forward now, Aaron has had a couple of newer modern vehicles, enjoyed them, but he felt that it was time to kind of go back to what he's been missing all along, and that is one of these trucks. And now that we're in Ohio and not down in Florida, the four-wheel drive really comes in handy. So to be honest, I was trying to talk him into a late 90s, early 2000s model. Less miles, less wear and tear, but he was dead set on the 94. So we set off on an exhaustive search. We looked all the way down into Florida, looked up northeast, we looked further out west, and couldn't find anything that wasn't rotted out or had a sketchy history or was just priced way out of his budget. And then lo and behold, we found this one on Marketplace 4 hours away in Indiana. So Aaron was on the road. Dana and I took off after a number of conversations with the owner, and Aaron felt comfortable with moving forward. She and I went out there, met the owners, scooped it up, and then drove it home late at night. We're incredibly happy with the truck. Aaron has already replaced some tires, replaced all the brakes, and we expect him to likely do some headlight replacements. He's going to do a grille replacement, so we may have more content on the channel of work that he's doing with this, or you'll actually see it towing around Clara once we pick her back up. And another cool part of this story with this truck and the original owner, he actually gave this to his son when he turned 16, and he drove it around as his daily through school. So it's really odd on how it mirrors the same history that I had with my son. So that really clicked between the two owners, and it's cool to be able to get the classics and own them, but I truly believe knowing the history behind them really tells a lot about the story and just kind of adds to having it and owning it and continuing to take it forward. And I'm thrilled that Aaron has this now as his daily driver. He loves it, and he's kind of carrying into that same realm of loving classics, enjoying working on them, and I'm certain that he'll end up having more over his time as well. All right, it's time to wrap this episode up. We're losing daylight. So let us know your thoughts on this truck here. If you just picked up a K1500 or a C1500 from the early 90s just like this, tell us about it. Love to be able to hear the story. And until next episode, take care, stay safe. We look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.